Hey, welcome to the show. This is Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. Hey, listen, got a tool I wanted to put in front of you, and it's something unique about this. I'll just say this right out front right now. What I'm noticing, the name of the tool is called Sturppy, right? And first of all, if this is your first time to my channel, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm always putting out different tips and trying to help you grow your bottom line in your business. One of the things I want to tell you about this tool that I just stumbled upon is called Sturppy, and it's available now on Appsumo. But here's the thing. If you're not a young business with aspirations to grow and or scale, or if you're not a founder that wants to take a business to the next level and possibly with seed funding and possibly even go to even get acquired or become public, this is where it all starts. What I love about this tool is it takes you through step by step, paint by the numbers, right? This is a nice tool to have if you're trying to understand how your financials work in basic language. A lot of people say they know how financials work. They really just know how to manufacture and or engineer and or they're software programmers, and they don't know. But to take a business public and or to take a business to position it to be acquired, where you'll exit out at 400 million or 30 million or 40 million or something like that. This tool is going to take you by the numbers that you'll learn that, right? And or you can sell it to a private. You can have a private company and sell it to another private company. But knowing your financials, those three statements, knowing those financials are very, very key. This tool does a lot to get you there. What I love about this tool is it is elementary, meaning that they give you complex information broken down into bite-sized pieces. And to get out of there with one tier, a one-time cost of $49, I want to say the monthly runs anywhere between $5 to $25. I think it's $15 to $25 a month, but you can get it at a one-time cost using the link below. You can get it for a one-time cost of $49, right? You can't beat that. And the way it breaks out is they give you 5 users. That basically mean 5 different people can log in, and they give you 8 internal projects. I mean, you look at projects as companies, right? So you can do 5 different companies inside of here, right? With each company having 3 different scenarios. So that's 15 different scenarios you could put in here if you have 8 companies. Well, actually, yeah. So if you have 8 companies and then you're doing 3 apiece, you have multiple different ways you can break down your company. So let me give you an example. So if I have a company, it's called Company X, right? Company X may have a best case scenario, worst case scenario, or if we do everything this way, that's a scenario. So that's 3 different scenarios. That's just for one project, right? So if you have 8 different companies, 3 different projects, there you go. You can probably do about 24 different types of projects in here. That's what this tool gives you. It allows you the flexibility, even at the one token or the one tier for $49. Now, so for tier 2, you get unlimited users. You can have unlimited people logging in, and or I'm sure, based off their usage, right? They have a fair use policy, right? You can't be out reselling and doing all that other crazy stuff, or they'll shut you down. And you can have unlimited internal projects, right? I don't know if they have aspirations to create a agency model where you have an agency login and everybody logs in and gets their own login. I think they were saying that if they got enough requests to do that, that would be something they would be interested in doing. I can assure you probably that price will probably change. I don't know what that would be offered, but that's just, they're just floating around that idea. Depends on how many people ask them about it. But you can do unlimited projects in there. So that's for $89. So to me, I think that's a bargain. I think both of these are a bargain. And you look at tier 1 or tier 2, you can export to Excel, right? You can export and you can put your own branding on it. Once you have your brand on it, you can put your own logo on it. And once it exports, and or you can share the link with investors, right? So this tool is only if you want to grow or understand what it takes to scale your business to a 7, 8, 9, 10 figure type of business, this is the tool that you need to be looking at. This tool is not going to be for everybody. Because I teach finance and I teach accounting, I think this tool is perfect for me with some of the projects that I'm working on. So I love this tool because I can create a lot of different types of media from this particular tool and use it for my own businesses as well. So that's the reason why I'm looking at it. This tool is not going to be for everybody, but let's go ahead and dig into the tool and let's see what the tool is offering us here. Now, once you log in, it's going to, as you'll see here off to the side, right? You're going to see all it's basic, all the different areas you can get to is off to the left here. You can see that, the different projects, the acquisition. So let's start off with, first thing we want to do is let's create our project. Now, again, I told you for a tier 1, you can have 8 different projects. So this would be my first project. I can call it company X. I can call it company 1 if I want to. So I'll just put my first project here and I'll just hit next here. Now, what happens here is they're going to ask you, it says, okay, so what is your business model, right? What are you doing? Are you a SaaS company? Do you have an app you want people to download, right? Are you in consulting, right? But what happens here, you see here, and they got the courses here. Maybe you're just a course creator. All I do is create courses, right? We have a model for you, right? We have marketplace, manufacturing. If it doesn't seem like it doesn't fit, then you use the other or physical store. That's what their recommendation is. The power in that is off to the right. If you're not sure, they kind of give you some of the key things that you can look for off to the right. This is, hey, if you run accountants or bookkeeping or software development agency or something, executive coaching, use this, and we're going to allow you to click and learn more about this business model. Maybe you're not for sure. Or you can click here and see a demo of this business model. They have that for every single drop down here. They have it for SaaS, app, courses, marketplace. As you can see here, we change it over to app and says, hey, this model is if you have a user base that will grow and monetize and so on and so forth. If you do courses, you're on Udemy or something like that, digital downloads for your books and your courses, things of that nature. That is the power of this tool, because what they're doing is they're walking you through how to scale. This tool will teach you how to scale. So let's go complete here. So now what you're going to see here is this is a type of tool that they're going to give you the step-by-step paint by the numbers. First thing we're going to do is add your acquisition channel. Now, you always have the helpful resources here. Every step of the way, they're going to say, hey, do you know a little bit more about this? You know a little bit more about that? And what they're telling you is, listen, you only have 7 steps left once you get started here. So the first thing you have to do, again, as soon as you load it up, every single step, there's a video. This video is 1 minute. The best thing I like about this is they'll tell you, hey, this is how many minutes it is. You don't have to listen to it, but this is how many minutes it is. This particular video is 1 minute and it talks about acquisition channels, right? So the first thing you're going to do is, how are you going to bring in your new clients and your customers? How are you going to bring in revenue? Organic marketing, right? Is it sales driven, right? You're going to hire a sales force, sales team. Is it paid marketing, right? I'm going to use, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn ads to try to acquire new customers. Again, mine, for what I set up here, I'm going with the agency model and consultancy. I'm probably going to go with organic marketing, just creating content, right? And so with that, it says, hey, tell me a bit more about your marketing strategy, right? For now, we will just create one acquisition channel. How will you acquire your clients, right? And we can mix and match later is what they're saying here. So mine is, hey, if I had organic monthly traffic, because again, mine is more inbound marketing and trying to acquire clients that way. How much organic monthly traffic do I have or would I be getting? I just use a number of 100 here. Hey, if I can bring in 100 people to my traffic and or the things that I'm offering, that would be great, right? I'm using these round numbers here. We're going to hit complete here. We're going to go to the next step here. Now, the next thing it's going to ask us, you notice here, we're down to 6 steps, right? And the next thing it's going to ask me is, hey, add your revenue streams, right? Again, 1 minute video on adding revenue streams. What does revenue streams mean, right? I love this tool because every step they're helping you out. So these are the different revenue streams that they give you, right? I probably want to see, oh, they have a custom here. Okay, I meant to bring that up, but they have a subscription model, right? Ad revenue, right? Hey, I'm going to make money by bringing in ad revenue, right? What I'm putting here, I'm going to put B2C and or business to consumer, right? I can go B2B and or B2C, but in this particular case, I'm going to go B2C because of my accounting. I mean, because of my consulting, and I'm going to use the inbound marketing. That's the strategy I'm going to use. I got to have a subscription model, right? Marketplace model, manufacturing, e-commerce, right? So I'm going to go with the subscription model here. Again, I have 8 internal projects. I can build out a whole nother project using a different business model if I want, or I can use a different scenario. Again, go next. Amazing. Which specific pricing type do you use? Flat rate pricing, per order, per widget, so on and so forth. I put flat rate here. I'm gonna have what I want to do is put in my conversion rate. How many people can I convert out of 100 people showing up to my site? Again, using real small numbers. I put 2%, right? I don't know, maybe less than that, but I put in 2% of 100 people visiting every single month, right? Go next here. I'm trying to keep the numbers real small. It says, okay, very good. How about your churn rate? And the churn rate is the average percent of customers that cancel their subscription each month. So every subscription-based model will have a churn rate. You need to figure that out. But if it's the first time going into it, I'm trying to figure out, okay, so let's see, 0.1, I want to put in a low number, right? No one wants to have a high number. So let me see here. 0.25. Yeah, I don't know. I probably just need to just put a number in here to try to help you out with this particular piece. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in 0.25, right? And then we'll go next here. I probably could have been more simpler, but I was trying to see what the numbers would do. So now here it says, let's define your pricing options, right? It says, hey, do you have multiple products, right? Product 1, right? And you can do here is you can hit the plus symbol and add 2 products, right? So I may have a monthly price for one product, and then I may have a one-time price for another. Say, hey, to get into my membership, there's a one-time price, and then I can charge you a monthly subscription price. You can do that here, right? So let's see, product 1, just for example, monthly might be, I don't know, 24, let's go $24.99 here. And then what I'll do is I will go, let's just go $34.99 here. And then I have to put the share. How much of percentage of each one of the products am I selling, right? I'll just break it into half. I'll do 30% for one time, 70% for the other. All right, and so we'll just move along here. Let's just hit complete. Now, we already see here we have 5 steps left. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna add our expenses, right? These are the things people don't calculate. Again, another 1-minute video, how to add up your expenses properly, right? Again, a lot of people don't know about cost of goods sold, right? COGS. What does it take me? Well, how much does it cost me to get one widget out the door? That's your COGS, right? These are the costs directly linked to selling your product, right? What does it take me? I have a domain name, right? I have a front-end hosting. I'm just putting in random numbers here. I just want to be able to get through so you can see I have back-end hosting. And as well, you can add different columns here. They're just giving you an example of what you can add here. Back-end hosting, static file hosting for images. If I remember I set this up, I'm a consultant or I want to be able to sell different packages and things like that, right? So again, you can do your breakout here of how much of that will be associated with a certain cost and so on and so forth, right? So I just put in some round numbers here, and you can add and remove and change, come back and edit if you need be later. And you can see the graph off to the right changing as I change the numbers. This is powerful, people. And now, so we have the selling, general, and administrative expenses. These are expenses. This is my overhead. What are the costs that it's costing me when I turn on my door, when I turn on my lights every single day in my business? What is it costing me? That's your selling, general, and administrative office's rent, right? The mail, you know, I have to send out email, legal and professional fees, right? Licensing, right? And I put monthly there. I have an annual cost that I pay, but I broke it down on monthly. Insurances, utilities. What does it take when I turn on a light every single day? What is my general selling, general and administrative expenses? These are important numbers to know for your particular business, right? And you have more, you can add more there if you want. So we're going to go next here. So how about your team, right? What they want to know is, you know, how will you show how quickly you can create one employee? You then can add the other ones that you want to add on your own. And then when you have to scale, when you start scaling, these are things that's going to change over time. And what they want to know is how much does it cost of adding one additional employee? I just put this in here just for a number, put myself in here, CEO, founder, and I put starting count, right? You know, so I'm going to put that here. And I put 1 in there because it's just me, right? Only 1 employee. Let's configure the salary. It gives you a base of 2,000 here. Let's go ahead and this is whatever the salary is for that employee. You have to multiply that if you have different employees, right? And you have to take an average and put that in there. So I put average monthly. I put $100 monthly, right? Unrealistic, but I'm putting in numbers. And finally, the hiring rule for the role you just added. I think what I did here was what you have to do is you have to have a certain amount there. I was not that familiar here with what I was supposed to put. So I went ahead and skipped this one. I'm going to probably come back later. But that's once you find it, then you can know what you need to do for each employee, right? So this is our CapEx and or our capital expenditure, right? What does it cost me just to start this business? What is, you know, how much am I out of just to start this business? To incorporate a business in California, it's about a $600 cost, probably a little bit more, probably closer to $800, but I'm being real lenient here, right? And then what I'm doing here is this is a business license here, just to get started, right? So these are the costs that I need to get started. I only have that. And $300, you get a business license there. Let's put in $250. And then I'm putting in here lifetime cost, right? Only cost me 1 time for the incorporate, but I just put in 10 over a 10-year run here for lifetime for business license, maybe $250. That's a little extensive, but I just put that in there just to show the numbers and then run it over a 10-year period. We'll go complete here. Let's go to the next step. And again, like I said, you can always add different lines here. Actually, you know what? Let me add one more thing. I just put computer and kind of, you know, I gotta start up my whole shop here, right? So I'm just gonna go computer and software, obviously put in some of my LTD costs, right? Or some of my software costs just to run my consulting business, whether it's calendars, whether it's databases, CRMs, things of that nature, just to get started. And I'm gonna put, you know, a large cost here, and you can see the scale start to change. I put over 15 years. I don't know if that's right, but let's go with it. So we'll go complete there. So now what you're going to see here is we have 4 steps left. So I want to set up my my capital table, right? So again, another 1-minute video explains what the cap table is, right? How to create a cap table. Now, a cap table is, you know, what they're trying to figure out is how you're going to get your capital, right? And what scale and or what phases is it going to go in. But this particular one, we're going to put founding, right? More recedient, bootstrapping it, right? On our own. So you have a founding set up here. Where do we plan to raise? Hey, this is something we started our own company, right? We put our own money into it, shares of common stock, right? And then here it's broken down to the 0.0001. That's just how you break it down. You can change that, but again, that's beyond the scope of this video. We're gonna have 2 founders here, just to give you a scenario of the detail that you can put into this. Let me see, start out 100% owner. No, I think I wanna, let me see, $10,000 investment. No, let me see what it looks like with 2 founders here. So we're gonna go with 2 founders, give them a percentage. We'll give them a small percentage. 25%. I'll take the other 75%. Have them put in, they're bringing something different. They're bringing some intellectual capital, so they don't have to add as much. I might want them just to write a few programs for me, but I want to include them in. So $1,000 investment. Nah, that's fine. I'm just messing around with the numbers here. And this is if you want to add employees, if you want to add, if you want to just pay people in stock, you can do that as well here. All right, so we're gonna go next here, employee stock options. That's just where you add this here. Say, I just may want to pay a person just in stock, right? I want to give them a percentage of equity. You can add that here as well. Okay, so this is your breakout. This is your cap table, right? Because they want to see this. Hey, how are you broken out? How are you positioned? Who owns what percentage? How much can we get if we buy? How many shares are left for us if we invest in your company? What do we get? This is what investors are looking for, right? So then let's go, they have the investment round. You can start going through your different rounds, your pre-seed round, things of that nature. All right. So for this particular one, I put a convertible note in there, right? After so many years, the stock converts to cash, or so on and so forth, right? You could based off valuation, you get to a certain amount of money, the stock converts to cash. And so let's look at it. Let's put a convertible note in there, just giving you the range of what this tool has, right? A convertible note participant. You can put in a principal amount. Hey, how much is each investor going to put in, right? And investor one, let's see, let's say they put in, I don't know, $10,000, right? Just a small little invest of seed money. We'll go next there. Annual interest rate. Okay, so I'm going to convert it. It has a convertible rate. We'll put, I don't know, maybe let's put 2% in there. It converts, right? I'll pay that investor. Discounted from the price round. Let's put in about 10% there. Again, this is the range and the flexibility. You can skip this if you want. You don't have to even go another round. You can just say, hey, we're just going to bootstrap it. Has a convertible note here. You have to put in a date and a time, the date and the year, right? And so you pick the date that you want to put in there. And they're saying here, usually matures in about 18, 24 months. That's when I found some challenges with this, and I'm going to reach out to them. They want you to select the calendar here, but from the calendar, you have to go and you have to select the month. The challenging thing with this, as I'm trying to put this in here, I tried to put this in here a little bit earlier, changing the date, you don't actually put in the date. They want you to just to select the date. So let me do that. All right, so what they want you to do is just go in and then find the actual year. They don't want you to write it in, which I thought was a little challenging, but we'll get past that. Okay, so April 2032, let's go complete here. All right, so this is our cap table. This is our rounds, our seed funds. We have a funding. We have a pre-seed round here. This is all the things that are going to break out for you when you go to share this with your company. So now we're down to 3 steps left here. It's only 3 steps left. Again, anytime we need any help, we can do that. Let's go to adding the branding to your business model and graphs. That's just more of the colors. How do you want the graphs to look? Do you have your primary colors here? Hey, I want all my expenses to show up in red. I want all my revenues to show up in blue or green, or purple, right? I like my revenue to show up in green because green means I'm making money, right? And so, let's see here. All right, so we're gonna do that here. Then we're gonna go to our investor prep, right? There's 2 steps left. Investor prep is one of them. So here's one of the things that I really, really love about this tool. They're taking you through a flip chart to test you and see if you're ready for the questions you may get when you go and finally get an opportunity to meet with a venture capitalist, right? They're going to ask you these questions, and they're telling you these are the top questions that came from some of the top venture capitals around. They're saying, hey, you move it to the left, that means that you're not really sure on that question, right? And I was going through this, and I just want to show you what happens when you move to the left. So you flip the card when you're in the middle of the night worrying about this, right? And so I went back through and I got to the end. What's the net dollar retention? So this is the last question. You flip the card and it gives you, it's practicing you to answer these questions as they start firing at you. You're sitting at this round table and everybody's firing these questions at you to try to see if they're going to invest in your business, right? What is your net dollar retention? You need to know these questions. If you move the cards to the left, that means you're not familiar with them, but you want to come back to them. If you move them to the right, and you can see the gold bar at the top, this is the last one. Nice work, you've done. Now, what happened was the gold bar means there's 25 questions I'm not familiar with, and the green circle 0 means I'm not familiar with any of those. I mean, I don't have any of them right. So let's go back. Now, what we have to do here is we're going to go in and let's try this again, right? I just want you to see what happens here. So I moved them all to the right. You can see I have 25 green ones. That means congratulations, you're ready. You're ready to take on and ready to become, ready to see the venture capitalists. Okay. So that's what you have here. So now we have one step left, right? And that one step is to invite a mentor or someone else to take a look at it. Hey man, check my numbers, see if they're right, see how they go. And, so I'm just going to put in a fake email here just so you'll see how that works. And then you can send that to them and they're going to get a copy. They're going to get a link sent to them and they'll be able to take a look at what happened. Now you're finished here, right? And it says, congratulations, you're finished. 1 minute. One of the founders come up and say, hey, we're glad you did it. Congratulations. Now look what you got in front of you, right? These are the numbers to grow your business. This is what people need to see. As you can see here, I'm going to be struggling after a while here. I was just putting in round numbers just to make things fancy, just to show you. But look, you got a revenue versus expenses, right? It can tell you what your burn rate is, right? You could be running through a lot of money. You don't even know it, right? How much you spend per department. These are the customers we're acquiring. Your revenue, your net income. These are very important. All I care about as an investor is your revenue, your burn rate, your net income, balance sheet. Do you owe anybody else? I want to know who all the other players. This sheet is going to give us a snapshot, right? It's going to give us a snapshot of what's going on, how much money will it last. Then you come to the three main sheets. If you don't do anything else, you show up to this at a bank or a venture capitalist, you show up with your income statement, your balance sheet, and your cash flow. That's all I want to know, because between these three will tell me how your business is doing. All you got to do is show me these three. I don't need to see anything else. Initially, before I move forward, before I invite any other partners in to take a look at this, these are the three that I want to see, right? And here I'm just showing you numbers, but they give these numbers to you. These will obviously change when you go back in and you edit and you create different scenarios, right? How do I can go back and create another scenario and say, how do I get to a faster, break even point, right? And they're showing you a cash flow. I have nice cash flow for a little while, for at least a month, and then things start to change, right? So you can see there. So that's my cash flow, statement of cash flows, which is big, income statement, balance sheet. Your cash flows, really your statement of cash flows is a very, very powerful piece, right? So now we're going to go to our KPIs, right? The key performance indicators, right? The runway, how much is my money is going to last before I'm out of business, right? The revenue, where's my revenue going? Is it going up, right? Loan to value, do I have any loans out there, right? This is powerful, people. Then let's get to the valuation. 1 minute. This is what valuation means. They're telling you this is what valuation means. Listen, my company, my startup costs, I'm in the hole of $4,186, and they're giving you a little warning there. Hey, just based off the pure numbers, you have to do your own valuation. But they're telling me right now my company's worth less than $4,000 because I have a serious burn rate, right? And so just wanted to give you that. This particular project, it's letting me know where the external link is so I can share with others, share with partners, share with venture capitalists, gatekeepers, right? In order for me to get to them. And those are my branding colors. I can just go back through them, right? So again, people, this is a very, very powerful tool. These are the different scenarios. I can do 3 scenarios per project. Again, I can have a worst case scenario, realistic. I can have a best case scenario, and I can just have a more realistic. 3 different scenarios, right? You got all these key indicators. These are my statements, my KPIs, my assumptions. This is powerful, people. If you, for a small business of your own, I think this tool is worth it. All right. So that is what we're going to cover as we come back here and look at the actual, what they're offering here. I think this is a great tool. It's not going to be for everybody. So listen, it's not going to be for everybody, but for you to understand how to grow and to scale your business to the next level, I think this is a perfect opportunity for you to take a look at this tool. I teach a lot. And I think this would be perfect for the people that I teach and or the projects that I get. I'm going to hold on to this tool. I give this tool really, 2 thumbs up. I love unique tools. I love unicorn tools, something that I've never seen before. And this is that tool. All right. You guys take care. This has been Jenny Jones. Be safe out there. Goodbye for now.